My name is Miss Dolores. I work at Baldwin Borough Public Library. I want to thank Laura Benestelli and Eleanor Wilson, co-chairs for McAnnulty and Whitehall, for asking me to be a mystery reader for your class. So I have chosen a book that I really love, and I want to read it to you today. And it is called Tops and Bottoms by Janet Stevens. And the premise of the book is about a very, as you can see, a very lazy bear and some rabbits who end up doing all of the work in his garden. So I thought as we approach spring, I would do a book for you while Curious George over here listens in. I would do a story for you about vegetables and how they grow, while telling this, what I think is a very funny story about a lazy bear. Okay, so Tops and Bottoms by Janet Stevens. So the odd thing about this book is usually we open it like this. This book is vertical. So everything in the book, all of the pictures and all of the story is vertical. So I will read you a page, and then I will put it closer to the camera so that you can see these wonderful, beautiful illustrations. Janet Stevens both wrote and illustrated this beautiful book. All right, are you ready? Tops and bottoms. Okay, so you can see a bunch of vegetables that will be mentioned in this story. And then you can think about how vegetables do grow. Once upon a time, there lived a very lazy bear who had lots of money and lots of land. His father had been a hard worker and a smart business bear, and he had given all of his wealth to his son. But all Bear wanted to do was sleep. As you can see, very lazy. And pay attention to the position that he's in the chair, because it changes all the time. Not far down the road lived a hare. Although Hare was clever, he sometimes got into trouble. He had once owned land too, but now he had nothing. He had lost a risky bet with a tortoise and had sold all of his land to a bear to pay off the debt. Hare and his family were in very bad shape. "The children are so hungry. Father Hare, we must think of something," Mrs. Hare cried one day. So Hare and Mrs. Hare put their heads together and cooked up a plan. Okay, so you can see all the hares, lots of them, right? Okay, so I'll show you this first. Okay, what plan do you think they are cooking up? The next day, Hare hopped down the road to Bear's house. Bear, of course, was asleep. "Hello, Bear. Wake up. It's your neighbor, Hare, and I have an idea." Bear opened one eye and grunted. "We can be business partners," Hare said. "All we need is this field right here in front of your house. I'll do all the work of planting and harvesting, and we can split the profit right down the middle. Yes, sir. Bear, we're in this together. I'll work and you'll sleep." "Huh?" said Bear. "So, what'll it be, Bear?" asked Hare. "The top half or the bottom half? It's up to you. Tops or bottoms?" Let's see," Bear said with a yawn. "I'll take the top half, Hare." "Right, tops." Hare smiled. "It is a done deal," said Hare. Okay, so look at the position of Hare in his chair this time. All right, so do you think he's telling the truth But he'll do all the work and Bear can sleep, and they're gonna split the profits. Okay, so on this page, Bear chose tops. Okay, so he's gonna get the tops and the hare would get the bottoms. Let's see if that works. So Bear went back to sleep and Hare and his family went to work. Hare planted and Mrs. Hare watered and everyone weeded. Look how Bear is now in the chair. Is he too funny? All kinds of sleeping positions, and they are doing the work of planting and watering. Bear slept as the crops grew. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called, "Wake up, Bear. You get the tops and I get the bottoms." All right, so you can see they took good care of all the crops, and now it's time to harvest the crops. And he's still sleeping. All right, so remember, he wanted the tops. What will he get? Hare and his family dug up the carrots, the radishes, and the beets. Hare plucked off all the tops, tossed them into a pile for Bear, and put the bottoms aside for himself. Okay, so what's the good part if you grew a carrot? What's the good part? The top or the bottom? All right, look at what Bear got. He got all the tops. Do you want to eat that part? No. And the hares got all the yummy bottoms because carrots and beets, and what else did they plant? Radishes. So they grow down. So the good part's going to be under the ground where you don't see it. So Bear got all the leafy tops and the hare got all the delicious bottoms. Do you think Bear's going to be happy about that? Bear stared at his pal. "But Hare, all the best parts are in your half." "You chose the tops, Bear," Hare said. "Now, Hare, you tricked me," said Bear. "You plant this field again, and this time I want the bottoms." Hare agreed. "It's a done deal." Bear, okay, so he did wake up because he was annoyed that he got all the leafy tops, which he didn't want. They got all the delicious bottoms. So now he says, "Okay, you tricked me. I want the bottoms." They're gonna plant it again. So Bear went back to sleep and Hare and his family went to work. They planted, watered, and weeded. Okay, they're planting again. And look at Bear. Still so lazy. Can't get any work done when you're sleeping, right? Bear slept as the crops grew. And when it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear. You get the bottoms, I get the tops." Okay, he's still sleeping. Crops are growing again. Now it's time for another harvest. Okay, so Hare gets the tops, Bear gets the bottoms. What do you think? Hare and his family gathered up lettuce, broccoli, and celery. Do you know how those grow? Hare pulled off the bottoms for Bear and put the tops in his own pile. Okay, so Bear wanted the bottoms, but this time the bottoms are going to be all the roots and the good part's going to be on the top. So they tricked him again. So they get all the delicious parts and he does not. Bear looked at his pal and scowled. "Hare, you have cheated me again." "But Bear," Hare said, "you wanted the bottoms this time." Bear growled. "You plant this field again, Hare. You've tricked me twice, and you owe me one season of both tops and bottoms." "You're right, poor old Bear," sighed Hare. "It's only fair that you get both tops and bottoms this time. It's a done deal." All right, so now he's really angry because they got all the lettuce and the broccoli and all the good parts of the vegetable that were on the top, and Bear got all the parts of the vegetable that were down the bottom. Look, Who wants to eat that? But he's still sleeping. He doesn't want to get out of his chair. So now he says they have to plant something that he gets both the tops and the bottoms. Can you think of something that grows? They're going to trick him that both the top and the bottom isn't good, only the middle. Let's see if you can guess it. So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. They planted, watered, and weeded, then watered and weeded some more. Look how he's sleeping now. Oh my gosh. And they're planting for the third time. Bear slept as the crops grew. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! This time, you get both tops and bottoms." Do you think he'd be excited about that if he wasn't tricking him again? All right, what do you think's growing? They're going to give him both tops and bottoms, but neither one is going to be good. Do you know? Can you guess? There in front of Bear's house lay a high field of corn. Did you guess it? Hare and his family yanked up every corn stalk. Hare tugged off the roots at the bottom and the tassels at the top. Did you ever go pick your own corn? Get fresh corn? So there's roots at the bottom of the corn and long tassels at the top of the corn. But in the middle is the good part, which is the corn on the cob. And he put them in a pile for Bear. Then he carefully collected the ears of corn in the middle and placed them in his own pile. Bear rubbed his eyes and watched. "See, Bear, you get the tops and the bottoms, and I get the middles. Yes, sir, Bear, it's a done deal." All right, he looks very angry now. So he got the tassels and the roots, and they got all the good part, the middle part this time, which is the corn. So that's the third time he got tricked. By now, Bear was wide awake. "That's it," he yelled. "From now on, I'm gonna plant my own crops, and I'm gonna take the tops, the bottoms, and the middles." Hare and his family scooped up the corn and hopped down the road toward home as fast as they could. All right, so now Bear is really awake, he's really up, and they took all of their yummy corn and hopped home. Bear never again slept through a season of planting and harvesting. Hare bought back his land with the profit from the crops, and he and Mrs. Hare opened a vegetable stand. And although Hare and Bear learned to live happily as neighbors, they never became business partners again. All right, so finally, Bear has learned his lesson that he has to do his own work. And the Hare family, they made a lot of money from all the vegetables they grew, so they got to open their own vegetable stand. So they're still neighbors, but Bear's going to do his own work. The end. So this is a great story to learn which vegetables grow up, which vegetables grow down, and we learned how corn both has a top and a bottom it doesn't need, but the middle is awesome. So maybe you can think about your favorite vegetable, and if you don't know how it grows, you can look that up. Janet Stevens is a wonderful author. She also has another book called Cook-a-Doodle-Doo, and it's really great. It's about baking strawberry shortcake. It's really funny. So if you get a chance to check out the author Janet Stevens, please do. The library, the Baldwin Library, is open for both in-person and curbside service. So we hope you'll come and see us. Our hours are Monday through Thursday, 10 until 6. And on Fridays, we're here 10 until 3. So if you want any books, come on in, or we can get them for you curbside service. Thank you again for asking me to be a mystery reader, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.